negative on the outside. Positive. We'll say this is negative since it's on the outside, and positive in the middle. Okay? Then you have your circuit board with the spring on it. Your two batteries. This is positive. Positive, negative, positive, negative. Two batteries stacked up. They're inside the flashlight, which goes to the end cap lockout switch. Now, you have positive is on the spring. First thing you're going to do is you're going to drill some holes. You're going to drill some holes in this circuit board I'm talking about. Everybody see this? Well, you better get in a place where you can see it. You're going to attach to the positive, you're going to attach the red lead for the LED. This is the LED. That's going to be to the positive, to the spring. And then I'm going to attach one wire to my switch. The switch looks like this. Those are both going to be attached to the positive, which is the spring. On the outside is the outside ring of the circuit board. Little solder lumps that I left exposed. Those are all negative. You're going to attach the negative lead to the LED for the power on. That's connected to this end cap lockout switch. The positive to the spring and the negative to the outside of the circuit board. Next thing we're going to do with our switch, our regulator is here. It's got voltage in, negative, ground, and voltage out. The second wire on the switch is going to be attached to the voltage in. From the voltage out, that is going to go to the positive on the atomizer. Also attached to the positive on the circuit board is going to be the running light, the flashing light. So that's positive going to the flasher. This one's the flashing LED. It's going to go to the positive, to the spring, and the negative is going to go to the outside of the circuit board. So when I push this switch on, it's going to light up that flashing one. This end cap lockout is just attached to the positive and negative on the circuit board. So no matter which way you push this end cap lockout switch, that is going to light up the light that's on all the time when that is turned on. You with me so far? These two negatives that come off the ground on the regulator, one of them is going to be attached to the circuit board. One of them is going to be attached to the negative on the atomizer. Also, the negative on the outside of the circuit board, I'm going to drill two holes in the body of the flashlight and run a wire that crisscrosses around these two. So the negative on the circuit board is attached to the body of the flashlight. See this little lump right here? That's the one right there I'm talking about with the negative from the circuit board. So when I push down the switch, it lights up the flashing LED, goes through the regulator, and takes 5 volts to the atomizer connector. And that's it. Not the best schematic in the world, but if you listen closely to what I said, you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm back. Now it's time to drill some holes. This little circuit board, I'm going to be drilling a hole next to the positive solder lump that's attached to the spring, and I'm going to be drilling 2 or 3 holes around so we can connect to the negative outside ring of it. Zoom in to let you see what I mean. Okay, can everybody see that? Good. Take your drill. You're going to have 2 wires attached to that positive solder lump, so you need a drill that is big enough to go, a drill that makes a big enough hole so you can come through with 2 wires. The ones that are around the negative outside ring can just be drilled randomly in any spot. So you see what I got there? I got holes, and it's going to allow the wires to come from this side down into there, where I'm going to solder them onto the circuit board, which is going back on top of the flashlight. Now, for drilling holes in the flashlight, I also recommend you put a couple vent holes around the flashlight. And let me find a smaller drill for the vent holes. Hold on one second. Okay, when you drill these holes in your flashlight, since it's round, it's a little bit difficult to put them in there. And I drilled through my thumb one time, if anybody remembers my last video. What I recommend doing is taking a drill bit in your hand like this and making a little mark, like a little pilot mark where you want the vent hole to be. And I put 3 of them because they seem like they're spaced out nicely for the vent holes. And it's best to find something to hold your flashlight. Like I use this box that the drills came with. It seems to work pretty good. Start slow. I always push too hard on the first one and put a little dent opposite the first hole, but that's just my my thing. Okay, we got 3 holes in there. Now, along this side, this is the side that the circuit board's going to screw, that the circuit board's going to go back into. So I put a couple holes at the top in order to connect that, make this connection here. This connection here takes the negative from the regulator back to the back to the body of the flashlight, and you need those. Okay, my tape's about to run out, so if it runs out, I'll have to put another one in. Switch. Nice goop of JB Weld around the back of the switch, so that when you're sticking it in there, it doesn't break the connections to the switch if you happen to grab them with